is the US's use of financial sanctions, as the US's domestic application of law, because these transactions do shift through every time the dollar is used, it does go through the Treasury in Washington for at least a split second, or is it extraterritorial? That's the crucial question. If it is extraterritorial, then we need to have some guidance and rules around that. Even though the United States today has no interest in any rules or laws regulating its use of these sanctions, rest assured, the minute the Chinese start using the same instrument, we're going to have plenty of interest of making sure that there's some rules of the road for that. And this is what we're trying to do in the project, developing those rules and laws already now so that we're prepared for that moment, because that moment will come. But also making sure that as these sanctions, the use of these sanctions increase, that we use and we borrow some principles from international law to develop regulations on how do we manage the civilian impact of these sanctions. How do we manage this? Because as you saw in Iraq, for instance, the number of innocents that died as a result of sanctions, which oftentimes people tend to view as a really neat alternative to war. Whereas in reality, it's just a different way of conducting war that in many ways is even more brutal, more lethal, and completely freed from any regulation and law. And going forward in 15 years from now, that's going to be a disaster if we haven't fixed this.